Welcome to GLHF, the world's first podcast in video games. Really pushing the boundaries, I would say, on what is a video game on this one, Austin. Would you like to explain where we are?
This is, of course, as you might have guessed, this is Freaknet. We are jacked in to the Freaknet. As you can imagine, this is freaknet.duckdns.org /3000. That's how you get to this website. Yeah,
the :3000 is important because I tried to type it in from my computer from what you sent me, and it was something completely different.
It was like a dude, like a big dude in like an MRI machine type scan or something with like a bunch of shit on the screen.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't really want to delve too much into what I saw because I'm afraid that it's like haunted a little bit, but it was strange what I was seeing.
It was very weird, but we're in the correct section of Freaknet, which is the :3000 section.
You got to be tapped into port 3000 for this one.
Port 3000 is very important. Do not go to 3001. Do not go to 2999. It's all bad news. You need to be in port 3000.
I'm a little bit curious now what happens if you typed in other numbers. Maybe we'll explore later.
I mean, yeah, maybe we could try at the end. But yeah, I have no other information other than that. This just randomly, my friend Luke just texted me this link and I clicked it and I was like, oh, podcast game. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I haven't even tried typing in the chat, actually. Let's see what happens if I do that.
Shows up really big above your head.
Oh, nice.
He said hi. Hello.
So, the cool thing about Freaknet is you get to draw your own person. So you might have been thinking these aren't pictures of us; these are drawings.
Yeah, these aren't photographs.
They are not
realistic as they look.
I know you've really captured your essence. I would say
we were forced to draw
captured my essence.
I mean, an important note is that it makes you draw it in one stroke, so
you cannot lift up.
You can't lift the mouse, and I did use a mouse, but
same. I want to try to. Where did you start? That's what I want to guess. Hold on. Let me see. Probably not on my guess is it wasn't on your fins, your limbs, because that strikes me as the type of thing you get to and you go, because for people who are listening instead of watching, which I don't know if that's very many people, Mem basically looks like a starfish with a shrunken head on its head, like a shrunken head version of her own head. So yeah, where did you start? It looks like you had to cover the eyes a couple of times. So my guess is you just started with the circle of your head shape. Is that correct?
Well, plot twist. I actually did start with the fins.
Really? You were just like, I'm going to have fins. I don't want to do any...
Well, this was my interpretation of a human body.
Interesting.
2 arms, 2 legs. What more do you need?
Nothing else. No torso.
There's not much in the middle.
Arms and legs going straight into the neck. So I don't know. I feel like, this is kind of our vibe.
But as I said when I logged in and saw you, I'm very impressed by your drawing. You're like good at drawing yourself.
Thank you. It looks every like you. Aspect of me is there. It does. It has that. I have the general sense of discomfort on my face that I always do when I'm doing the pod. Just sort of like kind of on edge the whole time, wondering if we're going to stick the landing, and we always do. I got the t-shirt. I got my pants.
You got the glasses. I don't know if you have... there. I'm not sure if you have the pants, unless maybe that's just the pants, no feet. Yeah. But it could be that you're only wearing the t-shirt. We'll never know.
Definitely, that could be the case, yeah.
But then again, I'm wearing nothing, so...
Yes, you have no clothes on. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it does. It really captures your vibe. I'm not sure if mine captures my vibe, but it captures
a certain... I'm sure you have this vibe sometimes, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You must have days where you feel like
what do they call it?
Starfish?
Goblin mode. What were they saying on TikTok?
Yes, goblin mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to talk about with you today. Like literally, not only do I have nothing, normally when I say that, my brain populates with like 5 or 10 ideas to talk about. I got nothing. I have absolutely nothing today.
Empty like this void that we're standing in. I have a couple things, but I'm also pretty empty because it's just... Life's been a lot lately. Things have been happening.
Been a big week. Yeah.
And weeks just feel like... weeks feel like they go by so quick to me. For the past few years. I feel like a week is like a day. It's just over.
This is a scary conversation because I have super started realizing that we're now, I don't know if you totally are, but I'm totally in the phase of life where even years feel like blinks. and it's freaking me out.
Yeah.
Like just the speed that time, my perception of time is like, I do feel like it's going to feel very, very soon that I'm on my deathbed. And that's a really weird feeling, knowing that that's like coming. I don't know why this is always where I go when we don't have topics.
Okay, I actually do have a couple small topics, so I can always pivot from the death if we need to.
And then if we need to, I was reading about, do you know the 1904 Olympic marathon thing?
No.
I was reading about the 1900. Oh, well, all right. I'll tell you about the 1904 Olympic marathon. I was just reading a summary of basically a timeline of what occurred during this marathon, and it's, I think, quite amusing. So why don't we do your topics first, and then we'll see what happens. Okay. But let's get off the existential dread for people.
Yeah, sure. For once.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I texted you about this. I watched Little Fockers. Last time we were talking about the first two Fockers movies, which are Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers.
Mm-hmm.
That night, actually, after we recorded that, we watched Little Fockers.
You just couldn't wait.
I couldn't wait. To be honest, Noah and I've been watching a lot of like, what would I call it? Just stupid movies, like low brain energy movies that you can just kind of zone out to.
You would consider the Fockers franchise a low brain energy?
Well, yes. It's a mainstream comedy movie. I would say most of them are like that. But
yeah.
But I think it's just been nice because I've been a little bit stressed out, and so sometimes I'm like, I just want to watch something like so mind-numbing that I don't have to have a thought while I'm watching it. And so it's been nice for that. And then also like sometimes it ends up being funny, like how silly it is. But the first two Fockers movies were, as I said, endurable, I'll say. Like they were fine.
Your energy was pretty. I feel like you thought they were like pretty good. Like
they were fine. Yeah, they were good for like exactly what I said. Like if you just need to zonk out and watch something silly.
Right.
The first one was like extremely cheesy, typical kind of 2000s comedy movie. So it was cheesy in the way that those are cheesy. The second one I liked more. I thought the writing was better. There were like actually some jokes in the movie that made me laugh for their own sake, not just because I was laughing like at it being bad or whatever. Mm-hmm. Now, Little Fockers is the third entry. Very bad.
We had a bad feeling.
It's very bad.
All right.
It's very bad.
You texted me this, so I'm pretending like it's a surprise, but I did already know that you hated this movie.
I had my suspicions because it involved children. I was like, there's going to be a lot of like poop. For some reason, I didn't think of puke, which happens in the first 5 minutes. Oh my God, what's his face? What's the actor's name that is in them?
Ben Stiller.
In the first 5 minutes, Ben Stiller gets puked on by one of his children. And I was like, how did we not predict that?
We did go straight to doo-doo.
I was really thinking there would be doo-doo, but for some reason I forgot about the puke. And so that was like a disappointment I had in myself that I didn't think of child projectile vomiting onto Ben Stiller, because that is immediately what happened.
All you need is a baby and a hose. It's a very easy, practical effect.
That's so true. I love when you can see the hose a little bit. I don't remember what it was, but I was watching something where you could see the hose a little bit.
Still good. Still works.
That might have been Grandma's Boy, or it was like something in that realm.
I was actually going to very specifically ask you to rank. I think you should be tracking, because you kind of, not that you watch a lot of these types of movies, but you come to us with movies sometimes.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to have you, we need to understand where these all kind of rank. So what is it? There's Grandma's Boys, there's the Fockers movies. Wasn't there another like series you were doing kind of recently?
Series that I have watched a lot of is like, I watched all the Shrek movies. I always watch all the Mission Impossibles. I don't know.
Maybe I was just thinking of, I thought, weren't you doing like Nightmare on Elm Street or something?
Oh, yeah, but I forgot about that. I need to get back to that because I only watched the first one and I meant to watch the rest of them.
Gotcha. All right. You enjoyed it. You thought it was quite funny. Anyway.
Yeah.
So compared to Grandma's Boy, Little Fockers, worse.
Oh my God, that's an impossible question.
It can't be. It has to be possible.
Honestly, yeah. Because I would say, as I've said before, I judge movies mostly on boring level. Because I can enjoy it if it's bad but not boring.
Yeah.
And Little Fockers was bad in a way that was boring.
So, am I remembering your ranking correct that you are a Meet the Fockers is number 1, Meet the Parents,
Yeah.
then Grandma's Boy, and then Little Fockers.
Grandma's Boy is truly in a realm of its own. It's hard to describe.
Okay. It's incomparable.
Yeah. Did we talk
I
about the
accept.
fact that I hallucinated that there was a bodily fluid in Grandma's Boy that is not there?
No. What does that even mean?
Well, let me explain.
You thought that there was just
so the first time,
piss everywhere in that movie, and there just wasn't.
One of the first scenes in Grandma's Boy is the dude, I don't remember why, he ends up staying at a friend's house, and his friend lives with his parents. So he's staying at his friend's parents' house and decides to go pleasure himself in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And he's doing that, and the mom walks in the door at the moment. At the moment.
The moment. We know it.
And he turns around.
That's actually, didn't we discuss the best way to say what that is? I think you just found it. We were like, what's the best moment. Euphemism? And I think the moment, I had the moment that's the way to say it. I think you figured it out. That's perfect. So she stumbled in at the moment.
She stumbles in at the moment, and he turns around and he expresses a bodily fluid onto her. And that immediately sets the tone for the movie. When we first watched this movie, we were watching it kind of as a joke. And Noah really wanted to follow through and watch the whole thing. And when that scene happened, I was mad. I was we cannot watch this. I can't do this. But I did sit through the whole thing anyway. But in my mind, you saw the fluid. I was so sure that you saw the fluid, and that's why it was this crazy unrated movie. But then the next Thanksgiving, because we're of course this is a Thanksgiving tradition now because it's a Thanksgiving movie, we were trying to show it to family.
Trying.
I had told people about this scene because I was it's so crazy that they show the fluid. And then we get to the scene, and you do not see the fluid. You just see her face reacting. Huh. And then I was we literally went through the trouble. I was wait, this can't be the right version. Maybe this is the rated R version and we saw the unrated version or whatever. We went to a different website to find the unrated version so that I could prove to myself that I wasn't insane and I didn't hallucinate this. And we found the unrated version, and you also do not see the fluid in it. So I hallucinated that you could see it. And I was so positive. I was so positive that that's the reason that the movie immediately grossed me out so much, is because in the first 5 minutes that happens and you see it. And I was that's so disgusting. But I can't find it anymore. It's like a ghost. It's that's my Mandela effect.
I was going to say, this might be the weirdest Mandela effect. You should post that on that subreddit right now. Does anyone else remember all of the fluid at the moment on the grandma's or on the mom's face in Grandma's Boy? And people are going to be I swear, I remembered it too.
I swear to God, it happened.
I have vivid memories.
And I guess it didn't happen. Anyway, that's my pitch for Grandma's Boy if you're interested in seeing that. Also, Jonah Hill is in that movie. It's a very early appearance, I would say, of Jonah Hill, early in his career. He really got his start on Grandma's Boy, and there's a joke. I put joke in heavy quotations when I talk about this movie. But there's a joke later in the movie where it's a Thanksgiving party, but it's a rager for some reason. And the joke is that Jonah Hill is sucking on this girl's boob for 12 hours straight, the whole length of the party. So you just see...
Really strong. So
other stuff is happening at the party, you're looking at other conversations, but in the background you will see Jonah Hill continuously sucking this girl's boob. So that's...
probably hurts after a point.
That's what I would ask him about if I if I got to interview If I get to interview Jonah Hill, I would say, so what about that part of Grandma's
What
Boy?
would
Do
the
you remember
question
that?
be?
Just like,
Would the question be like, how was it? Like,
just like, do you remember that? And what is your opinion of that now?
Okay, you just wanted to be like, I believe that was a mistake and I apologize.
Yeah, I think I want some kind of apology, to be honest.
Don't you think you owe the people an apology, Jonah?
I think so.
For that thing.
I think so.
So I want to talk about a little scene from early in your career. Oh, boy.
So to quickly get back to Little Fockers, just a couple more things that I had to say about it. I'm just explaining the reasons why it's impossible, really, to put Grandma's Boy on like a ranking list with the Fockers movies, because it's really its own category of art. But yeah, Little Fockers, bad in a boring way. The writing was like way significantly worse than the previous two movies, which is saying something because they're already just like silly comedy movies you don't expect much from. But the writing is the kind of writing that like makes it seem like the actors are all really bad at acting. But then you know they're not, because in the previous movies they were better. But just really strange dialogue with like that's like not funny enough, and everybody's just kind of seems like they're reading off of a teleprompter. And then I didn't even realize this, like 20 minutes into the movie, Noah goes, why are all the conversations happening over the phone? And I'm like, you're so correct. Because 20 minutes into the movie, I mean, granted, they spend the first part of the movie like planning like a family reunion, basically, because the Fockers and the other family like live across the country. So they're like planning to get together. But it is like all of the conversations in the first 20 minutes are over phone calls. Like they're on the phone at home, they're on the phone in the car. So you're just getting these like head-on shots of each person talking on the phone. And it was
boring.
weird. Once I noticed that, I was like, oh, that is so strange, because then you don't get to see anybody actually like acting with each other and reacting to each other. So I think that was also a part of why it seemed so bad in the beginning. You could say they really phoned it in.
I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm clapping.
Okay, yeah.
Because Discord filters it.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you.
They really phoned it in.
They really did.
You got to put a little some kind of weird comedy noise in. Biggest
complaint I have about this movie that I know I don't even know how many people listening to this have seen all the Fockers movies and can understand this, but Robert De Niro's character in the previous two movies has been established as like this strict, hard-ass kind of like he's suspicious of everybody, just like typical strict dad, doesn't want any, like, protective of his daughter or whatever.
Yeah.
And also very against anything kind of like hippie or woo-woo, because in Meet the Fockers, I said like the parents are kind of portrayed kind of hippie-ish, and Robert De Niro's guy is like very against that. In this movie, though, he's like really into raising his grandson it's not Ben Stiller's kid, it's like his other daughter's kid that is not in the movie for some reason. He's like babysitting this kid that's his grandson, but he's like really into it and like into raising him and wants to like teach him stuff and stuff. And one thing that he does that's a joke throughout the whole movie is that he like has this fake pair of boobs that he's like breastfeeding the kid with because he doesn't.
What year did this come out?
I don't know. Let's look it up, because I also forget
Little
like
Fockers.
how much of a gap is between this one and the last one.
2010. Okay. It's not too much, because what the one before this was like 2006 or 4 or something.
Yeah, the one before this was 2004.
16 years later. So
yeah, so I'm very curious about what the new one is even going to be like. But
yeah,
wow, and Little Fockers got horrible reviews, so I'm actually so correct about my opinions.
Didn't they all? Didn't you say that they all got pretty bad reviews?
Well, yes.
But in this case, they're right.
But in this case, they're really correct.
Yeah, you know those critics, they nail it every time. They hate this movie, except when they don't.
Anyway, I don't remember exactly the reason. Maybe just that the kid is usually breastfed and he doesn't want him to like not want to be breastfed anymore because they'll get like hooked on the bottle or whatever. But
Yes.
I just found this joke completely out of character for this character. I'm like, this guy would not be doing this based on everything else we know about him.
Yeah, they ruin the characterizations of all of the.
But this was a joke.
All the family.
Like, if anything, like this is a thing that like maybe the Fokker dad would do, but not this guy. It doesn't make any sense. But it was a joke throughout the whole thing. It kept coming back to this, like he's got these fake boobs on that have milk squirting out of them. Really,
is it even worth looking up if it's the same writers or whatever? Or is it like, why even, let's not even bother going that deep into it?
Because
it could
literally,
have gotten...
the writing was very bad. I hated the writing on this one. Little Fockers, written by John Hamburg and Larry Stuckey. And then let's check Meet the Fockers, because that's the one that I actually liked the most. Meet the
Fockers was John Hamburg, but it was also someone named Jim Hertzfeld. So, yeah.
Jim
Hertzfeld might be the secret to...
It's the secret sauce.
Stuff. Yeah, but Jim Hertzfeld hasn't done much else. He did a bunch of sitcoms, and that's about it.
Wait, so where's Meet the Parents? Who wrote Meet the Parents? Hello?
Meet the Parents was Jim Hertzfeld and John Hamburg as well. So that was the team there. Okay.
So I don't know. I need to ask. So John Hamburg's been on all of them. He's who we need to ask. What happened with Little Fockers?
Why did it go so bad? And well, now the real question is who's writing the next one?
Yeah, is he on the new one?
Are these people even alive? De Niro's still going.
John is doing the new one as well, writing and producing and directing.
So that may or may not mean it's going to be good or bad. Is he alone or is he going to be with others? Is the question.
Yeah, if he's with Larry, who did Little Fockers, then it's no good. But it looks like
$100 million.
It's just John Hamburg alone wrote the new one, so we'll see what he's capable of by himself.
Okay, so could be much worse. Could be better. Could be better.
We don't know.
Well, we could guess, maybe, probably. But hey, could be good. Now, are you going to go see this in theaters?
Probably. Why not? I'm invested now in the series.
Great. So everyone be on the lookout for our post-November 25th episode of GLHF, because we will have, hot off the press, a review.
Also, just looking at the poster, I know this is a thing that like people say all the time. This is like one of those classic things to complain about. But genuinely, why, when you look at a movie poster, the names of the actors at the top are never over the heads of the people that they correspond to? It's actually crazy.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, why would they do that?
I've heard...
Because it wouldn't be difficult to fix that.
Well, I've heard the explanation that when they list the names at the top, it's always just the most famous person first. And then the picture is just whatever the picture is. But
Is Robert De Niro more famous than Ariana Grande? Right now?
I mean, good question. I don't know. He's got more...
A lot of them old folks aren't around anymore. There's not, his memory is slowly fading into consciousness.
Experience. Maybe that's why.
Yeah. So, but the people on, if your theory is of course true, the people who made this poster believe Robert De Niro to be the most famous, Ben Stiller to be second in front of Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
It feels a little shaky to me.
Maybe they're saying they might be saying as actors, maybe, because she hasn't acted in that many things yet still.
Sure. It's probably negotiated by their agents or something, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Robert De Niro's like, you have to have me first. and then that's how that ends up going. Kind of like how some people in credits, it'll say with Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury instead of just saying
right.
Samuel
Isn't that
Jackson,
so insulting to put the with on there?
So, well, is it insulting? I always thought it was a sign of respect.
Well,
you see it as insulting. You think that they do that as a default, and you have to pay to not have the with.
Yeah, I mean, because doesn't that usually mean they're a side character? There's there's terminology to this, when you're listed as, I don't know what it is because I'm not a movie industry person, but there's starring and co-starring and featuring, and there's it's not just arbitrary words. It's it means something specific. about like how
Yeah.
much they were in the movie, I think.
I was going to say we should be in a movie, but I don't like acting at all. So never mind. I just wanted to figure all this stuff out.
Yeah, what
There's
do you
probably an
think?
easier way to
Have
do
you
that.
ever acted in anything?
Not since like middle school. And like I did one, you ever do those like 24-hour film festival things? Where you like
No.
people, they make a film in 24 hours, like a short film. I acted in one
It's
of
like
those.
a game jam,
because,
but a film jam.
yeah, exactly. It's just like that. So I was in one of those. It was one of the most embarrassing things I think I've ever done. I'm just really bad at acting. I'm not good at it at all. So
yeah, same.
Yeah, I hate it. I really, really, really hate it.
Well, especially
improv, nightmare.
Dude, improv is such a nightmare to me, and that's why I kind of want to do it. I've thought about this. I've thought about like I should join an improv class.
Oh, talk to me about that. Let's unpack that. It's such a nightmare to me, and that's why I want to do it. You didn't say want to. You say think you should do it, or did you say want to?
Maybe more think I should, because I'm gonna be scared. But it's something that I'm really bad at, is like coming up with anything on the spot. So
which is interesting, right? Considering
what? Considering me on YouTube
and the pod, and isn't that the whole
I
whole
guess
thing
so.
is an improv
Yeah,
game,
I mean,
kind of, right?
So that's why I think it's been cool to do YouTube, is because I've gotten more comfortable like being myself and just like riffing to myself to the camera, but that's still like nobody else is in the room.
Do you want to play an improv game right now? Like a classic. What's a classic 2-person improv game?
See, I hate this. You're gonna like start something and then you're just gonna hear silence because I can't do it. It's something about like the pressure of the moment, because I've always been like that. Even in like I've always done really well in school, and like I consider myself pretty smart in a school setting. But as soon as the teacher would start calling on people at random to like solve a problem in the class, like it's stuff that I know I could do if I'm by myself and I have time to think, but like the pressure of the moment just makes my mind go completely blank and I can't do it.
Well, why don't we, let's give it a try. Let's try a little improv game. You want to do a little 5-word showdown?
This is going to be exposure therapy for me. What's a 5-word showdown? What is that?
Every sentence we say has to be exactly 5 words. That's the way this works, okay? So we need like a specific scenario, and we don't have an audience member.
This is horrible, let's say this. Dude. I'm sweating already.
Here's the showdown is me and you just met. This is making I'm getting angry having to even pretend to do improv. Okay. We're going to pretend that we are arriving in an improv class and we both don't want to be there. Okay?
Okay.
And so do you want me to start? I'll start. Boy, I hate this shit.
I am scared of this.
Do you want to kill everyone?
We should not do that.
Who's gonna know? It's fine.
We would know it.
I'm imagining like this being an improv thing that people are watching, like on a stage, like this
tickets,
this delivery, like it's gonna be fine. It's like absolute nightmare.
Becoming very clear that we're both counting in our heads to get to 5.
Yes, and I think that's the thing is you have to try to be confident and not do that, So, anyway, there's your improv game. There's your practice. I didn't like that at all, so we're not doing another one.
No, I hated that, but I think, like over the years, I try to make myself do more things that I'm uncomfortable with. I mean, like the whole concept of going to Japan and doing that language class and like speaking the language every day in the world was a very terrifying thing to me, but I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it improved my, it's good to do like exposure therapy, things like that, to make yourself more resilient to doing things that you're afraid of. And
it also kind of keeps you limber in like a mental way. Because like I feel like most people do the opposite. Like as we get older, we just kind of you want to settle into routines and
Yeah.
and focus on the things that you know you like, which is there's a benefit to that too, obviously. But I think you're right that it's good to like push yourself to do things that are scary, like you would have been pushed to when you were younger by whatever social circumstance you found yourself in.
Exactly. Well, and to go back to the existential death thing, that is something that makes the time go slower, is the more new things you're doing and learning. Like when you were young.
Does it? Because if you do something that's like improv, it's so bad that you basically black out, and then it feels like the time just disappears.
Yeah, so maybe
that's how I feel.
Maybe there's a balance to it, but definitely like, because I did that language school in Japan for 5 weeks. When I look back on that 5 weeks feels like 6 months. I mean, because every day was like a totally new experience.
So it still feels like 6 months in hindsight? Because I always felt like it was kind of like the days are long, the years are short kind of thing. Where like if you do stuff like that, the days feel long. But like once it's over, it feels like it was a blink. But I guess that's just time in general.
To me, it still feels like a long time. Because I think it's just, the more new things you're doing, you're making so many memories. Like I remember everything that happened in that trip. I don't remember everything that happened in the last 5 weeks at home because it's just like a lot of the same stuff. And so it takes up more space in my brain and it does still feel longer.
That is the thing about having a job, even if it's a YouTuber job, is it still does that. Like you still are just like doing the same shit. Yeah. That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, well, at least we get to look at plan breaks and do new things.
Yeah.
It would be fucking hilarious if we ended up taking an improv class together.
I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I know that sounds like a great, hilarious idea. I would not. I couldn't do it. I've had too many bad experiences.
But we could hate it together.
No. You think I would hate it. I'm talking, this is deeper than hate. It would really damage my sense of self-worth.
Damn.
To do an improv class. I would come out of it a different man in a bad way. Would be not good. I'll watch you do it though.
I think that would definitely be true if I did an improv class in like somewhere where that's like a big thing. Like there's like all these famous improv classes in like Chicago or whatever that like all the comedians say that they all did the same one. Yeah, whatever that is. So like those would probably be full of like actually talented people who were like into comedy. And so, yes, I would feel horrible about myself. I'm talking about joining an improv class like just in my city that is not, because people just take improv classes like for whatever, you know, like there'll be like a 65-year-old woman in there that's just like needs something to do.
They're available.
I figure if I take an obscure enough one that's just like a random community thing, then like I'll just be around some normal people and it'll be fine. And I won't feel like there'll be somebody worse than me, maybe.
I wish. See, and that's your fallacy, ma'am. I'm not saying there won't be somebody worse than you, but that's your fallacies. Because I took an improv class. This is a long time ago, and I was young.
Wait, you did?
I was probably like 12 or 13.
Okay.
And this is what ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Is I don't want to go into detail. Kind of like my thing last week with the bulb syringe. You know, I talk about that thing, the turkey baster.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to say that I got the biggest single laugh of anyone in the class, but it was only from the teacher. Not a single other person was laughing. And it was because how bad I was.
Right.
It could not stop laughing.
It was a laughing at you situation.
Because of how bad I did.
Sucks.
I was tasked with doing he wasn't trying to be mean, but he just genuinely was
horrible.
He thought it was so funny because I was tasked with doing an Austin Powers impression.
Oh.
It didn't go well. It went really, really badly. And I remember the exact feeling on my lips. I can close my eyes. I can picture the exact feeling of attempting to contort my face into what I thought Austin Powers looked like. Having never seen the films, by the way, only seeing the trailers. It was really, really bad. And I said one line.
Did you like stick out your teeth?
Yes, it was not good. Okay, it was really bad. And I said one line, and it was, it was maybe that famous 2-word line that Austin Powers is known for.
Yeah.
And the teacher just lost it for 45 straight seconds. He could not, like, the whole class had to
Do
pause
I
because he
make
couldn't
you
stop laughing.
horny, baby?
It wasn't that one. If I would have known about that, that maybe would have gotten a good laugh based on what I looked like physically at the time. And given that I was a 12-year-old boy, I suppose. But
I mean, honestly, doing that kind of thing, having that kind of experience specifically at 12 or 13 years old is huge psychic damage.
It really was.
I mean, that's the exact age that, like, that will destroy you.
Yeah. If I was going to become like an exuberant person, that's when it would have happened. And that's the thing that changed me into the guy that I am now.
Yes.
So, and that's fine. You know, it's
I mean, honestly, I think about this all the time because, like, I moved across the country when I was 10. We moved from Indiana to Oregon.
That's rough.
And so I started middle school for the first time. You know, it was a new level of school. It was a new location. I didn't know anybody. I started school and, like, everybody was already talking to each other because they knew each other from elementary school. And I'm like, I'm in a completely new place with, like, a slightly different culture and, like, group of people and all this stuff. And no shade to, like, my family or anything. It's like, it's not anybody's fault. But I do wonder if that experience...
But it ruined my life.
I just wonder if that had an effect on my... just how, like, shy I was, like, through all of middle school and high school.
It must have.
I was
right?
like, I mostly, like, didn't talk to anybody for, like, most of middle school and high school. I would be, like, adopted by extroverts sometimes, and, like, that's why I had friends. But otherwise, I was like totally terrified to speak to people. But when I think back to, like, elementary school, I remember, like, walking up to people and being like, "Do you want to be friends?" And just, like, hanging out with people. And I did not do that past the age of, like, when we moved. So I do wonder if that had an effect.
I think what's interesting is that is still how, like, if you want to make friends, that's still what you have to do, is just go up and be like, "Hi."
Yeah.
Like, can I just talk to you now? And it is really weird and awkward for about, well, if you get along, it's awkward for like a minute and then it's over, right? But at worst, it's like a few minutes and then you get to know someone. But it's interesting that it's like, that's, people always kind of think like, oh, how do you, like, make friends, as though the way to do it is to end up in a circumstance which forces you together, which I guess also works. Kind of fundamentally, it is just that same thing that you
still have to put in some effort to, like, I want to get to know that person, and then, like, decide to do that.
For sure, yeah. But I mean, there are circumstances that can force, an improv class, unironically, is probably a good example, right?
Yeah.
It puts you in a circumstance that you have to interact with someone, and it gives you common ground to talk to them later. So, you know, that's good. That's a good way to do it.
But yeah,
it kind of just comes down to your willingness to have that awkward first 5 minutes and be like, "Hi, we're talking now."
I also had a humiliation in a drama class around that age, which is not as bad as what you're describing. But I was so shy, like I'm saying. And we had this assignment where he was like, I don't think it was a comedy sketch exactly. It was kind of like an improvisation exercise, but with writing. And he was like, write a description of a superhero or something, like the superhero that you would come up with. Write like a paragraph about them in class. So he gave us like a few minutes to do that. Didn't tell us ahead of time that this was happening, but then he just started randomly calling on people to read theirs aloud. That
should be a war crime. That's just not
And I remember
good.
feeling so betrayed because I'm like, if I had known I was reading this aloud, I would have written it differently, you know? Like, you would do it differently if you know that you're immediately going to have to say it to everybody. Like, I probably would have tried to be funny or something, but I was in my, like, creative writing era at the time, and I, like, thought I was poetic, and so I wrote something that was, like, a little more, like, cool in my mind.
What, do you remember any of it? Please.
It was something
tell me you must remember something.
It was something about, like, she's like this beautiful vine lady with vines growing out of her, and she, like, uses them to traverse the environment or something.
Yeah. But was that the language you used?
I mean, I don't remember the language I used. This was
Okay. I was curious
many
if you
years
remembered
ago.
like a specific, like, her fiery red soul is
It was
what
probably
strengthens her, whatever.
it was
Like shit like
probably
that,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So good.
regardless, I was
It was a vine lady.
yeah.
So she was like made out of vines, or she could like shoot vines out of her hands, or she
I
held
don't
like
remember.
whips.
Maybe
Okay.
maybe made out of vines. I just have a vague image
Nice.
in my mind. But the point is, I felt so betrayed. He calls on me, and I'm sweating bullets, and I just say, I'd rather not. And he's like, no, like, do it. Like, come on. Like, maybe in his mind, he's trying to be encouraging. But for me at that
Yeah.
age, I felt like it was the end of the world and he was torturing me on purpose. But he was like
Yeah.
repeatedly, basically, he made me do it because he like would not move on until I did it.
Oof.
And so I read it and I felt horrible. And I, like, immediately that day went to the office and dropped the class and transferred to a different class.
Whoa.
And I had to go get his signature in order to drop the class.
Oh man.
And he was like confused. He was like, wait, why do you want to drop? Like, you should stay and like try. And I'm like, no, it's just not for me. I had to like, he was trying to argue with me about even dropping the class. And I thought it was a little bit, what's the word? A little bit like unaware of him, that he didn't realize that he like humiliated me in that moment. And obviously that's why.
Yeah.
Anyway, not nearly as bad because I didn't have to act, at least. It's not nearly as bad as your thing, but that's just
that's a similar feeling though. That feeling of like, I'm like just everybody. There's no, I feel like this is the driving force of like your development, is just looking like an idiot, like feeling in front of like your peers. Like that's really the thing that decides the person you become, is like those moments that you end up having where you do feel like an idiot in front of your peers, and that ends up figuring that's how you sort of decide, here's the person I have to be to avoid that ever happening again.
Yeah.
So it's similar in that way. It's definitely a similar thing.
It's such a tender age, man. So I do kind of think making kids of that age do any kind of improv thing is kind of insane. Like, that might just not be the time to do it. I think you need to wait a little bit until
it might just be the case, though,
establish themselves a little bit.
Like, that just is going to happen, though, no matter what thing you do, like whether it's math class or skateboarding or improv class. Like, it is just going to be the case that every kid's going to have that moment where you look stupid.
For sure.
You feel like you look stupid.
But an improv class definitely accelerates it. I mean, you're creating situations like that. I don't know. Maybe that's my hot take of the day.
Some kids thrive in it, though. They just love
an improv class for 12-year-olds is actually amoral. That's what I'm going to stand on.
And listen, tell that to Professor Bobian. What was his name? Doctor. He wasn't a doctor. Mr. Bobian, I think was his name. Boy, oh boy, I remember his face. He was having a hoot. He was hooting and hollering.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things we go through.
How the hell did we get on this?
The way it is. I don't know. You know what I've been playing? WarioWare. You ever play WarioWare?
I was just thinking about WarioWare because I've never played it in my life.
Good. You know, they just released a phone game. The people who make WarioWare, which I guess is a Nintendo studio. Yeah. They released a phone game called Picto Nico, which is basically WarioWare. So it's like these 4-second games that happen really fast. So it's very, very addicting and very like high stimulating, very fun. But it scans your camera roll and pulls out people's faces and then incorporates them into the game.
Oh, that's terrifying.
So you'll be doing things like peeling it'll be like, ready, go, peel. And you'll have to peel a banana in 4 seconds. And
it'll be like
peel
your mom.
It turns out the banana is like, your mom, and doing like a sexy banana pose. And you're like, oh, ugh, and then it just disappears and it goes on to the next one. It's really, really funny. So if you need a taste of WarioWare, that would give you a free demo taste. And then it's like $5 to buy the packs of games. Or you can just buy WarioWare, because it is one of the greatest game series.
I don't know how I've
ever existed.
Just missed that. I've just never played it.
It's so good.
I'm like vaguely aware of the concept, but I've never done it.
Yeah, we've been doing the Switch. Well, I say we. Ashland actually really is not a fan, but the Switch one I've been playing, which is because you ever play motion control games and it's like they're kind of finicky in terms of they'll tell you to do a thing and you do have to do it, but in like a very specific set of parameters, you know?
Yes.
And if you're not familiar with exactly
tell me about it. I played Skyward
you know,
Sword all the way through with motion controls.
Yeah, exactly. And until you get used to it, it's like very inscrutable. So, but once you do, man, oh man, they got me doing some improv game type embarrassing things. And that's the only scenario in which I would do those, you know, stick your body in contorted positions and shake things and whatever. It's a good time. Put
one of the Switch remotes on your back and twerk.
I don't know if you're joking, but that's almost exactly what all of everything you're saying is actually stuff that they have you do. No, unironically.
No,
so they basically,
that seems like the kind of thing they would make you do.
It's unbelievably good because they have it set up where it's like
release the footage.
They do they do poses. So it'll, before every 4-second game, it goes, ready, here's the pose, and it'll tell you. And the poses will be things, they'll have like names like the massage, and it's when you stick your arms out in front of you like you're doing a shoulder massage. But some of them are like the chicken, and you have to like put one on your nose and the other one on your butt and stick it out so you are a chicken. And then you do weird stuff. And then it'll be like floss a rope through your whole body, and then you gotta floss. Like it's weird. I know, really strange. But then it's over in 4 seconds and you're on to the next thing. So big fan. Big fan. And that's pretty much it. That's cool. That's everything.
I do have an update on a really boring update on my couch lore. Sure. And I'm not even gonna. Should I bother explaining this again?
Oh, what was it? You wanted to get, you had a couch, and then an airplane crashed into the warehouse and lit the couch on fire that you wanted, so you couldn't get it, and then they never stopped making it, or they stopped making it forever. So you have an unmatched couch.
Basically, I have 2 chases from a sectional in my game room. That's the gaming couch. We went to a furniture store and looked at a sectional, and we just ordered a left and a right chase for it, thinking I will order more pieces for the middle to make it look like a normal couch for the future. So months ago, I go back, I say, I try to order it. They say that the fabric that you used before is not available anymore because a plane crashed into the warehouse. There was a fire. They lost the fabric.
That's still so funny.
It's really funny.
That's like such a fake thing that happens in a TV show.
I came back to the pod and I'm like, well, what do I do now? I fucked up by waiting in between. I should have just got it all at once. Now I'm going to have to get middle pieces for my couch that are a different color or a different fabric than the ones that I already have. I've been agonizing over this, as you can imagine, for months, trying to figure out what to do. Went back there recently, like a week ago, and they don't even sell the couch anymore, so the decision's been made. I am just now stuck forever with this weird 2 chases stuck together, and it's fine, and I'll live. I just think it's a strange piece of furniture to own. That's why I wanted more pieces, so I could have the option of making it normal eventually. But it's fine. We'll just have this, and then if we have a bigger kind of media room, movie room set up in the future, we'll just have that, plus a couple other random chairs, and it's going to be fine.
Yeah, you'll just figure it out. Thankfully, you probably won't be in a scenario where having those 2 chases is going to hold you back for a while, because it's quite large, it's comfy. But I guess if you wanted to have like a bunch of people sitting on the same thing,
it's fine. But, I just imagined that eventually we would have a really big sectional where we could have like a bunch of people all sitting together.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
Get someone to build it custom.
Everybody that was pissed at me for everybody that was mad about the concept of me having a multicolored couch can breathe a sigh of relief, because that's not what's happening anymore.
Nice.
The dream is
dead.
I
do like that you said, you know, I went out and I tried to figure it out, but then I couldn't. So then I came back to the pod, as though the pod is like therapy or something. It's like a place for you to be like, so then I came back to the pod and I told you all.
It is where I let people know about the couch situation. So
yeah,
I'm just
couch update,
giving you the closure that what you see in the videos is now all it will ever be.
What about cleaning tips updates? Any cleaning tips updates for the folks?
Actually, yes. We got a little...
Oh my God, amazing.
We got a battery-powered hand vacuum because our main problem is cat hair. We have 2 cats.
Oh,
They have long hair. It's, I do like, I'm good at vacuuming. I do like deep vacuuming where I get in all the corners and everything. And I swear I will do that across the whole house. Everything will be pristine. And 2 days later, there's cat hair everywhere again. Like, it's just, it's constant. It's crazy. They leave literal, like, just like balls of hair everywhere. Like they'll scratch themselves and a fistful will come off. And it'll just be like rolling around the room.
It just never ends.
Yeah. But something that's helped for vacuuming the furniture, because I have to like vacuum off the entire couch because it's just like covered, is we got a battery powered hand vacuum with a little like upholstery attachment. And it's so much better at getting the cat hair off the couch than the big vacuum. And I don't have to be like, I would literally lift up the big vacuum in one hand so that the hose would reach far enough to like vacuum the whole couch off, which is a form of exercise, I guess, but very annoying.
I didn't know the hand vacuums could be strong enough to have an upholstery attachment that would be good with like pet hair. I guess that,
it is.
Suction
it's just,
and blowing.
The thing about it is that we'll get to the sucking and blowing in a second, don't worry. But the thing about it is that the battery only... put a pin in the sucking and blowing. The battery only lasts like 20 minutes, which I guess is what the reviews were mad about.
Right?
But it's fine. It's
like
enough
you just
to...
plug it in when you're done.
It's enough to vacuum off the whole big couch in here. And then if I want to continue, I just have to plug it in and wait a long time. But about the sucking and blowing...
Oh. Well, I was just going to say, I feel like sucking and blowing has come a long way in the last like 10 to 15 years, because I keep running into people with little sucking and blowing devices that work way better than I expect.
Right.
Like, you remember how back in the day, 15 years ago, whatever, you had to buy like a can of compressed air to like blow out your computer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's just like little things that are, a quarter of the size of those little electric fan things with a nozzle on it. And it'll blow your brains out one ear to the other if you point in the wrong direction. It's crazy how strong those things have gotten. So, no, my haircut guy has one that he was like, he used to use a blow dryer to get hair off people, but he realized that this tiny little thing was like 10 times stronger. And if he wasn't actually trying to like dry your hair, like if he was just trying to get the hair off of you, it was just so much quicker to just grab it and do that. Wow. But that is how I found out that if you accidentally pointed in your ear, it's a little intense, because he was sweeping by my ear and it was like, ooh. And I was like, oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, you got to be careful about that because it'll rupture an eardrum.
It will. I should have sued him, but I didn't.
I had a cousin that was like play fighting with his brother in a pool, and his brother like hit him on the ear so that water went into his ear and it like ruptured his eardrum.
Is that a fixable injury, or is that just rip, you're done?
I don't know. I think he can hear normally now, as far as I know. I haven't asked him about it.
Man, have you heard or seen that movie with that guy who loses his hearing because he's a drummer in a band?
No.
Oh my God. Do you wear earplugs when you go to concerts?
Yeah, I try to most of the time.
Okay, good. If you ever don't and you find yourself lapsing, to watch the first 5 minutes of that movie, it'll scare you straight. I'll tell you what, not fun. The way they cut that together makes it seem very scary to lose your hearing. But then the message of the movie is actually, hey, it's going to be okay. You can still live a life even if you can't hear, and it's this beautiful whatever. It's fine. But
yeah,
holy cow.
No, it does scare me. And I definitely, because I used to go to concerts when I was a young teen and I did not wear any ear protection, and I've definitely already lost some hearing from that, like I can tell.
Yeah.
So I don't want to lose any more. So most of the time I wear earplugs, and then sometimes I forget them, which sucks. But I literally, when I forget them,
now,
I just stand there the entire time plugging my ears with my fingers.
You look like a huge loser, but you have to. It's important.
But yeah, I'm scared.
It's important.
Especially, I think genuinely the screaming of the crowd is what damages my ears more than the music.
Yeah.
Because that's like right next to you, and it's so much louder than the music.
I remember when we went to go see MCR, whenever that was, and I was wearing earplugs. And I remember at certain points, it's like fun to take out the earplugs and like feel the whole thing. And I remember taking it out and just being like, holy shit. It was probably at the beginning of like Welcome to the Black Parade type thing.
Yeah.
And just the screaming is just, it's cacophonous.
The
truly.
screaming is too
And
much.
Then I put them back in. And it makes the band sound better usually when you have earplugs in, typically, especially if you're not like directly in the center of where they line up for the sound booth or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It helps temper the noise, makes you hear a little better. So,
but yeah, and I even
but
have one. You can get ones that are like made for concerts, so they like only block certain frequencies, so they make the music still sound good while making it quieter.
Didn't know that.
What?
I didn't know that. I didn't know they had ones that were just not rubber.
Yeah. So those
Or
are a little
whatever.
bit better specifically for concerts. It probably doesn't matter that much because your brain will adjust to it either way. But those are the ones that I have. And yeah, I do just stand there plugging my ears if I forget them. And I feel like it makes me look like maybe I'm like reluctantly going to this concert. I'm like,
yeah,
this
like you
shit
really
sucks.
don't want to be there.
I don't even
Yeah.
want to hear this shit.
Yeah.
But I'll be
you're
smiling
doing
and
it
singing
while
along.
screaming and yeah.
But I'm just plugging my ears like a weirdo because I don't want further hearing damage. And it works because I don't have the ringing in my ears after. Like when I went to concerts as a teen, wearing no protection, sometimes standing right next to the speaker, every time I would leave a concert, I would have ringing in my ears because supposedly that is like hearing damage happening to you right at that moment.
That means
it's like the cells are
some
dying.
amount of permanent damage has occurred.
Yeah. And that was just like my normal when I would leave a concert, which is horrible. And
But it was like a point of pride. It was like that's how you knew you just had a great concert. But even though you have hearing damage.
So it makes me sad a little bit, but I'll just try not to lose any more.
Yeah, that'll be fine. You just try to keep it going as long as you can.
Okay, well, we're almost at an hour. Shall we wrap it up with the one single viewer email that I wrote down?
Yeah, surely we have a whole bunch in there. Like couldn't
we have a whole
right?
bunch, but I'm selective. But
so
also some of them, a lot
up.
of them are not necessarily questions. They're just like nice kind of fan letters, which is nice. I appreciate it, and I read them and I appreciate it.
Listen, you guys, send
but
us.
we do need questions.
Fan letters. We want questions.
We do need questions.
We don't need that stuff. We don't even. I don't even see them. Mem just reads them and gets warmth, and that's great. We need questions, you guys. Questions.
Yeah.
Things that we can talk about on the pod. Content, please. All right.
Also,
what do you got?
Granted, I'm not the best at reading them and writing them down, period. But I try. So the one that I wrote down for today is very simple, which is Ethan asks us, and this is not editor Ethan, this is a different Ethan that spells their name the typical way with an A. But Ethan wants to know what our top 3 fruits are.
Okay. How should we do this?
Simple enough.
We should do you want to just name them or you want to do it like some other way?
Like what?
Like you describe them.
New
maybe,
improv game.
Or...
Name a fruit. Back and forth.
Okay, name a fruit, but you have to work it into a sentence, and we can't ever say the same fruit twice. And the setting is we're at a funeral of somebody that neither of us liked,
Okay.
and for some reason we're the only 2 people there aside from the dead
Gotcha.
body.
I'll start.
Okay?
Orange,
Ready,
you glad
set,
this guy's
go.
dead?
That was really insensitive to say at a funeral, but boy, I am just tickled pink, kind of like a...
Why is there a paragraph of speaking before you get to the fruit, and then it sounds like you're still counting the words? We don't even have to count words this time.
I'm just tickled that we're both here. Sort of like if you lick a kiwi because it's fuzzy.
What? You've got me
a fruit. You have to use a fruit.
You've got me as confused as a shaken up watermelon.
Sorry, I'll try to be. I'll try to be more clear, like just a cup of raspberry juice.
2 Two bitches obsessed with fruit can only think about fruit metaphors for everything.
Every sentence is just us going, here's a sentence, kind of like a fruit. And that's the whole thing. This is why I can't do this. I can't do improv
this
games.
Situation is sour like lemonade, which is made of lemons.
Every sentence is an analogy, like something like a fruit. We got to come up. There's got to be a better way to do this. I'm like, but I guess how could you do that? It has to be an analogy.
Every time I saw this guy that's in the coffin, I would think, man, go away.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You know what we know what he would say to that? I am strawberry, very sad to be dead.
Okay. And scene.
Anyway, I don't even know what fruits I said. I was like, this is what I'm saying. You black out.
Yeah, I don't.
Strawberries,
I don't
raspberries, kiwis. I think that's what I'm getting at. I feel like those are the fruits.
Those are the ones you like?
Berries are just goated, I feel like.
Because the question was, what are our top three?
Strawberries, raspberries, kiwis? Maybe?
Is that yours?
I don't know. I feel like strawberries are my easy number one.
Strawberries are good. Strawberries was going to be one of mine. I think my top fruit is probably a mango. A mango is just...
I'm not into that stuff.
It's mango.
You like a cantaloupe?
I don't mind a cantaloupe. What? Now, when you say mangoes, I'm not into that stuff. Are you saying, like... It makes it sound like a mango is in a class of fruits that you don't like.
Yeah, like big circles. I don't like stuff like that. Big circles
you like
that
little
aren't
circles?
Apples. I don't know. Maybe I just don't like circle fruits, like spherical... Well, I guess kiwis are kind of
pretty spherical.
But it's not, I think it's about the density. Like there's a texture to like a pear, a mango,
I love a pear.
A cantaloupe. No, not for me. Like I could do a pineapple because it has kind of like a texture to it, but a uniform sphere is not my type of fruit.
Okay.
But you like a uniform sphere.
Yeah, I guess so.
Interesting.
So what about an orange? That's got a lot of different texture to it.
Yeah, but I like oranges. Oranges are really good, but it's not that uniform, slimy, nasty cantaloupe.
Wow.
Vibe.
We're like opposites then, because I was going to say like some of my favorites are like mangoes, pears, peaches. Those are all like pretty.
Yeah, we're very different.
Pretty uniform.
Who would have thought?
Interesting.
Huh.
Because I think I don't...
Great, more for us.
I think I don't like the texture so much. I think it freaks me out. I feel like I'm biting into like a skin and then it's popping and there's like tendons in it, like with an orange. I think I don't like that.
Yeah, I can totally respect that perspective. But I mean, I'm not saying oranges are my number one by any means.
Like you ever had a Harry
Orange
and David
juice.
pear? You know, the fancy pears that come in the box.
Who?
Harry and David, they make pears. And they send them to your house in a box.
Yeah, somebody sent us those for Christmas this year. And I took a bite and I was like, meh.
And you were not into it?
I thought it was fine.
Good.
It tastes like a pear. It might have not been on brand Harry and David pears.
They're like extra juicy though.
Okay. It was juicy. But I think a strawberry wins every time. But
I've really been enjoying strawberries lately, so maybe that would be on my list. I don't actually have a lot of opportunities to eat peaches and pears because I'm not buying them. Maybe I should be buying them. But
it's interesting
I like
that
them.
you phrase it as I don't have a lot of opportunities because the opportunity is just grocery store.
Yes, well, it's
which is the same.
It's really
as
just a
all
result
of
of I don't do any of the grocery shopping and I don't think about it.
I see. So. There you go. Yeah.
If it doesn't show up in my house, I don't know what to do. Like I don't know how to get one.
That's where fruits come from.
Yeah.
They don't grow on trees anymore. They're
just
grow
in the
out
fridge.
Of my countertop. Yeah, they're just in the fridge. Worst fruits? Do you have a fruit that you really hate that other people like?
Oh my god, I feel like I do.
Don't give me like a weird one, like a papaya or whatever. I'm saying like a regular.
I don't think most people would say fruit. A papaya is weird.
Well, it is.
I don't think.
Or like a durian.
Oh my god, what are the fruits? Let me Google what are the fruits.
I think that certain, like your cheapest versions or whatever breeds. Is it a breed? What is it? A race of apples, whatever it is. The worst versions of apples are, I think,
varieties. I think people would say
varieties. We're like strains. There's got to be a technical term for it, but like a Red Delicious apple, I think is pretty terrible. But then like a Honeycrisp apple is very, very good. So it sort of depends.
Yeah, there's a lot of variety in apples, and I don't really like any apples because
really.
Because speaking of texture, I don't like the texture of an apple, and I've said this before. It's like very wet, dense sand to me.
That is exactly how I feel about like cantaloupes.
Okay, an apple is sandier though. There's a graininess to an apple that I don't think a cantaloupe has.
Apple, maybe. Yeah, you might be right. I guess there's like a weird, creepy smoothness. They're perverted fruits. Cantaloupes. They're just kind of nasty. They're just a little too slippery for my taste.
Whatever you say, man. Man, I'm looking at some weird shit.
That is what I said. You're looking at some weird shit.
Because
some crazy shit.
I literally Googled what are the fruits